Hello everyone, this is Ted Check, Public Relations Manager for the International Foundation for Protection Officers, here to bring you a video of some positive news and, well, some negative news as well in the going on in the security industry. So for just about a year, maybe a little less than a year, I've been talking about, and a lot of other people have been talking about, all of the challenges in the security industry that have come about thanks to COVID-19, the coronavirus, the pandemic. And there's been a lot of them. So I recently found something online. I'm gonna toggle away from IFPO.org, but you should definitely check that out when you get a chance. Over to ABC 27, which is a TV station that is based in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, ABC 27. COVID-19 vaccine, contracted security guards, quote unquote, slipping through the cracks. So this story, if I can page down a little bit here, this story talks about how they interview some folks, at least one person that they interview. They want to get the vaccine as soon as possible, but they can't, because apparently the state of Pennsylvania does not consider security officers to be frontline workers. I can tell you, I work here in Pennsylvania. 1A, they break it down like this. So phase one is there's 1A, 1B, and 1C. 1A is nurses, doctors, police officers, firefighters, EMTs, frontline workers. B, I believe, is anyone over 65, and then also individuals who have severe, medical conditions. And then C are essential workers. I guess if you work in a convenience store or a grocery store, journalists are considered essential. People who work in other stores that were allowed to be open during the lockdowns, things like that. So. Security officers have been unfortunately excluded from, I guess, all three of those categories. You've got one guy who says, I'm out there dealing with the public, people that have symptoms, and people that have COVID, and yet he can't get the vaccine. One person even works at a place that I think that dispenses the vaccine, and yet they can't get it. And so this one organization, INA, sent an email to then Pennsylvania Secretary of Health, Dr. Rachel Levine. She is now, she's been hired by the Biden administration. She's going to be working for President Joe Biden, Dr. Rachel Levine. So she will no longer, or I don't believe is any longer, the Pennsylvania Secretary of Health. But anyway, the office still exists, and so INA sent an email. And as of this story, had not received a reply. That's unacceptable. These guys, men and women, putting their lives on the line, on the front lines. You can't argue that they are frontline workers. Putting their lives on the line day in and day out, they should be protected if they so choose. If they want the vaccine, they should have access to it post haste, ASAP. In my mind, they're no different, and I think a lot of other people's minds as well. They're no different than, police officers, nurses, doctors, as far as dealing with the public on a one-to-one, face-to-face basis. So hopefully that will be resolved soon. The second thing I wanted to talk about on the plus side, on the positive, is that in Utah, this is CBS 2 KUTV out of Salt Lake City, Utah. The headline is Company Hiring 500 plus security guards during Midvale hiring event. I guess Midvale is somewhere near Salt Lake City. Because then you see here in the Dateline Salt Lake City, multi-billion-dollar security and facility services company plans to hire more than 500 security guard essential workers in Utah. Allied Universal, we've all heard of Allied Universal. They're the ones behind this. They've got a hiring event coming up this Tuesday, January 26th. And so that is great news. we saw this happen, where initially when COVID struck, there were, and I've talked about it many times, security officers that lost their jobs, but then in other parts of the country, there were jobs to be had, new jobs, because of, because unfortunately of looting and rioting, and other things. There was more of a need. Other things coronavirus related, there was a need for security professionals. So that was a good thing. And look at this, 500 security officer jobs. That's a lot in the Salt Lake City, Utah area. So I wanted to close on a positive note, but hopefully with the other issue there in Pennsylvania, security officers will be able to get that vaccine very, very soon. And so there you go. I just wanted to pass along that to you, and make sure to stay tuned. Go to IFPO.org. Go back to IFPO.org here, and make sure to check out the educational programs, ISOP, the PSOP, of course the CPO program, which is our flagship program, and that will set you apart from other people. It will, it's going to look great on the resume, and will assist in you leveling up and climbing that ladder in the security industry. So thanks again for tuning in. Talk to you later.